So welcome to this episode of the Real Me podcast. I'm kind of changing how I do these videos, varying it a little bit. You know, when I do these videos, I record them, I transfer the recording to my computer, I put them through an editing software, and um, I put an image in, and that takes time to put it in, and it's just it's very, very time consuming. And so I want to make it easier for myself with very, very minor things. I want to save it for the more important things. That I feel more important. I'm going to be making two videos today about the new full moon and Libra on my Best as a Google podcast, and I want to save the editing software for that. Um, because those are the more important things that I'm going to be doing today, and I'm going to be probably taking breaks between one and the other because it takes a lot of energy and time to film both of those videos and to deliver your 12 sign forecasts. So I'm going to take a break. Um, Most likely, I'm going to take a break. I'm just going to say I'm going to take a break because I want to be fresh and in good energy for the 12 signs. I don't want to be like, I want to do this, but when is this going to be over? It's like, and it's fun to do, but and I enjoy doing it. But it takes a lot out of me, and I feel exhausted after doing both videos. So I want to, you know, give myself that time with the break. Sure. So anyway, that's enough. With that, I want to get into the topic of conversation on this episode. And if I do decide to film videos on this podcast, if I were to watch these videos, I would probably listen to them because I would listen to them because I find it so difficult to look at myself in the face when I watch myself. Yes, it's very, very attractive and I'm drawn to looking at myself, but I feel uncomfortable doing it. And yeah, I'm not gonna this is like I'll just stick to pictures and images. So I did this on a couple of the earlier episodes of the podcast. I'm gonna do more of these types of things with this format. So anyway, enough about that. I just thought I'd bring that up because I'm the kind of person that does that. Today, what I wanted to talk about was something which is about burning bridges. And if you're I don't know if you can I don't know if you can see my screen or not. Maybe you can't, but maybe you can. I have no idea, but it doesn't really matter. What does burning bridges with someone really mean? Those who burn bridges often have unhealed trauma before the action. While some relationships do come to an end, many don't have. If we do the work of healing ourselves rather than waiting for other people to change, we have to take responsibility for ourselves and our part in relationships. So, what does it mean to burn bridges with someone? It means to destroy a relationship, connection, or reputation. Um, in a very, very severe way by doing something wrong to this person. That it can't be fixed, basically. Um, and you know, it is very much a negative thing. Um, so that's what it means to burn bridges with somebody. And I am worried that I burn bridges with multiple people in my life recently. Um, so the first thing that I just want to get out of the way before I get to the main topic of conversation is that I put out a couple of videos a long time ago, um, where I was doing a song about a teacher that I used to know, literally showing her face and her picture of her face in the in the um in the video. So you have like a picture of her, being taken out of school, and then putting it in a song, and then just putting her name in the song, and just so when I was about to post that video, I just had a very, very bad feeling about it. Very, very bad feeling, and I didn't trust my intuition. I didn't listen to my gut of what felt right, and so I ended up posting that video. Lo and behold, she found it out and she was uncomfortable with it, and I want to use the term negatively affected by it. And so then out of awareness from that, took it down, took the video down. And then I um actually took the video and got rid of the image and kept the sound as best I could, which is a song I remember you as the song original version of my channel. I actually got rid of the song off my phone, so the end kind of cuts off because of just the thing that I was doing and how I was doing it. I didn't want to do all that work, again. Um, you know, and so, don't be afraid to start over. Bad advice. Bad advice for for editing software. No, that's like that's showing that you're not very experienced with that editing software because a family member told me don't be afraid to start over who didn't know the proper way to use the editing software that I use now, which is to put the image in first, put the audio in second, and then now you can start from the very beginning and transfer over, and you'll have no problems with it cutting off if you do that. Literally no problems. So that was somebody who, didn't have a whole lot of experience with the software, and he gave the best advice he could with what he knew. Now I know proper way of using it, and actually made a video where I did a way, but I didn't do the proper way. But do I seriously have to go back in and change that and do good grief? It is what it is. They can figure it out if it doesn't work for them. Regardless. So, um, uh, okay. So, what I did with that video was I took the song, um, and just got rid of the picture and kept the audio. There was another video which I published. It was called an edited and improved video that I previously took down. It is in this podcast, the Real Me podcast, and I make it very, very abundantly clear that I edited this video. I cleaned it up. I got rid of the unethical parts of it that name people. Because when I did this, it was late at night, and I was very, very not. I was not self-aware, and I thought it was just okay to just name people, and then it had real-world repercussions, and then the schools found out about it, and um, the schools in my local town found out about it, and then they rejected it. So, um, and there's a detail that I'm not going to go into here, um, with what happened that I don't think that is appropriate to go into, and I don't need to at this point because it's long gone. So, um, so, um, I named people's names, and it was like I was just airing grievances and having these grudges, um, about these people that I knew throughout school. um, that I knew throughout school that were teachers of mine. I was just voicing all the negative things that I felt about them and naming them. Well, it caught the attention of the schools. I was shocked by it, and at the time I had the voice in my head, so I couldn't think clearly. And when I have the voice in my head, you cannot judge me or give me a lecture or be very, very negative, talk about negative things toward me because I will tune it out completely because I want to deny it because I can't focus on it. That's what happens with the voice when people lecture me and tell me those kind of things like that. Um, all that kind of thing. So, um, and I hope that I did not burn the bridge and drive the wedge, if that's the correct saying, and hurt those relationships with all those teachers that I knew. And I hope I didn't burn a bridge with this one teacher that I made a song out of and used her name and used her picture. Um, so I hope I didn't burn that bridge. I hope I didn't destroy that relationship. I was just, all it was an honest reflection of me, and how I experienced this teacher. It wasn't like you're a bad person, it's just I felt that you were this to me. And I had this experience with you. And in the song there were a lot of positive things, like this teacher taught me things that really stuck with me. And it was very um like beneficial things, helped me grow, helped me become more independent. The negative side was feeling uncomfortable, feeling small, feeling like this teacher had a very, very big personality and very, very charismatic, and and I felt kind of small and shy around this teacher. Um, and I could have easily done this song in a way where I did put the picture of the person in the video and just kept everything else. But I didn't, and I went as far as putting her picture in, and that was wrong to do that. So then I made a thing about privacy. Um, I made a thing about privacy um, on my Real Me podcast, a video about privacy, which I will never take down because I think that I articulated it very, very well with what I was talking about, related to talking about the outside in and self-awareness and all of that. Um, And I want to define self-awareness here. I don't know if you're seeing my screen or not. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. Self-awareness. Um, okay, so it says that self-awareness is the ability to clearly perceive and understand your emotions, your thoughts, your values, your behaviors, while recognizing how these factors impact oneself and others. Um, so, yeah, so then it goes on. Self-reflection is really the medicine for that, and the solution for that. The self-awareness is not only your thoughts and opinions, but how they also impact the others in your life. So that's what I've come to realize about it. And I was not very, very self-aware when putting those things out. And I hope that I didn't hurt this relationship. Yeah, I didn't make the person uncomfortable and they, saw it, like this teacher, she saw this. But I hope I didn't burn this relationship. Also, I did a podcast where I was my True Draining Friendships podcast that I did, very, very early episode I did back last month. And in that podcast, I was going to name the names of the friends because I wanted to paint the picture, but I was like, I can't do this. It just is wrong. It is not right, it is not ethical, it is not kind, it just doesn't feel right. So I save myself the discomfort and the watching myself and regretting it and feeling uncomfortable and putting like I don't want to make myself look bad on the internet. I don't want to put on a bad image of myself where I make myself look bad by what I say and but what I do by not being self-aware and calling people out and just going off on people. I don't want to do that on the internet. I don't want to be the kind of person who's just 21 years old and doing that. I don't want to be that person. So in this video, I did get into some specific things about these friends, about some specific issues that were kind of personal issues. Um, I mentioned that one of the friends had, that I knew had ADHD. Um, I also mentioned, and I think that I assumed something about this other friend doing that podcast. I'm not going to take it down because it's the real me and how I was at the time. Like, no, I'm not, no. So, but I am going to kind of amend it if I feel bad about it in a current podcast episode where I uh probably assumed something false about this friend. Um, probably saying that this friend was like on the spectrum or something, which I mean I assume, but I'm not completely sure. I don't know, and so I don't want to assume things about people that I know that are not true. So I don't want to do that. That's wrong to just assume things about others that you don't know. And I'm very specific about that in the Gemini North Node. And so I just don't want to be somebody who just makes these false assumptions about people online. Um, so or in general, you know. So I didn't name the friends, but I may have said some things that were revealing and personal. But in my defense, I will say that that was an accurate way to paint the picture what I was trying to describe. If I described all of the symptoms of ADHD, you would probably figure out, oh, this person has ADHD. So why don't I just name the thing for what it is? You know, um, I mean, I guess I couldn't have done that. I guess I could have just said, I had trouble focusing and had trouble paying attention. I guess I could have just said that instead of using the condition of the person, maybe. But that was that. I hope that I didn't destroy the relationships with those individuals in my life. The very, very few friends. I hope I'm just not left on an island without any friends at all because of that. Without any friends at all because I said that because I did that. Um, I hope I didn't burn bridges with them. Now, social media channels is what I'm talking about. Now, the very first one, the most important one, is this YouTube channel. I'm not going to name the YouTube channel. This lady who does content on authenticity and who does content on, um, spirituality, astrology, is not producing as many videos now, but was. Um, and here's what happened. And I'm going to go into the details of this and kind of the whole story of how this happened. So back in December of 2023, on one of her videos, she announced that she was going to be having a membership for her channel, calling it a members only side to her channel, claiming that she needed this door in the house for her to just be her private, authentic self with the real and raw self that is unprocessed. You're unclear. It's like if you want to see real authenticity, then you pay money to go see that. You're motivated to see, real authenticity. So she was doing that, and she was paying $15 for these videos, $14, I believe, for these videos, and I was very, very against it. I wanted these videos to be free. I wanted these videos to be free. I wanted them to be available. I didn't want to have to pay to see somebody just be their authentic self or just pay videos in general because I have a thing about money. I'm against money. I made that clear in my Neptune the Second House video that I did, which is a personal placement of mine and very, very against the complications of money and uh the it's the inconveniences of money being where you have to pay things in order to see things. It's very, very expensive, and there's limitations to this, and the whole thing. So I was against her membership, and then I wrote a comment saying, "I really wish that you would take down your membership." Um, and I negatively assumed something about this person. That was where I projected myself onto this person. I projected my something onto this person where I uh said that projecting my own negative feelings toward memberships and things being paid onto this person without finding a more constructive way of phrasing it, without really looking at myself and looking at that that's with this person with that's very, very clear. So then I assumed that the videos were better than the ones that were public. And I did that because I was trying to defend the public videos. I was trying to prove a point through that free things are better than paid things. The best things in life are free. Okay? Anything that's free is better than anything that you pay money for. Like that's the point that I was trying to prove through that, but I wasn't clear about that. And the way that I said it was like, a mean offense to this person and saying that their videos were better, their paid videos were better than their um free ones. And I wish that you make all of them public and free for that matter. And this person thought, well, this person doesn't accept me as I am, doesn't understand who I am when it comes to my need to express myself in a more private way. And so I didn't have anything against what she was doing. I was totally in support for her wanting to express her authentic self. In fact, I paid money to join the membership because I wanted to see her express her authentic self because I was into that. All it was just you were paying for these videos and it was a membership. That's it. That's it. That's all that I was frustrated about with this person. The way that I delivered the message, though, was, and I intentionally wanted her to take this thing down. I poked and prodded and continued to be very, very difficult and push and push and push, digging my heels, and continued to convince this person to take this membership down. We got in a whole conversation in the comments. I was very, very, difficult and negative toward this person, and she was very, very curious and compassionate and wanting to have a conversation all throughout. And saying something like, I'm curious how you have the confidence to know something about someone that you don't, and, this whole slew of comments that happen. So then I did later on very recently, come to realization about the error of my ways at the time. And I kind of realized this at the time, but I didn't have the backbone to sort of stand up and, say this in an honest, clear way instead of the attack that the negative thing that is how this person perceived this to be. So, um, um, you know, I apologized very, very recently. Apologized that this um that I took my projections out of this person, that in my comments I respond to every comment with curiosity and compassion, and I apologize. I didn't say I apologized, but I just was honest and it came from my heart, like I really meant it. And I sent it to this person, and they probably saw it because I saw a like on the comment. Who knows if they saw it or not? But if they're not going to do a video on their own channel about it, then I will. Because I just have this image of this person doing a video about it on her channel. Like I just see it in my mind clearly. So I just want to do it now and me myself doing it, naming it and claiming it, that this person doesn't feel like eventually she would want to do a video on her channel about it. Combining it with other things, of course, and talking about it because they reveal things and what they feel in their heart that they want to talk about and talk about it. I say she does. They is, plural. So yeah, anyway. Um, and I feel like this is kind of colloquial. Anyway. Um, so then what I did was I found it, and I did this when this person came back after many months, like 6 months, 9 months of not posting videos, and they came back. And then I made a song about it because I was just so inspired to make a song about them coming back and then apologizing what I did wrong to this person. And um since this is the main part of the podcast, and if you're seeing my computer screen, you may not be seeing my computer screen. I'm just gonna pull up the well, you have to really analyze the lyrics. Um just trying to find my thing here. No, just trying to find it. I don't have it titled. I did this off my phone, so um oh my gosh, where is it? Is it really worth finding? Let me just search in. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find this. Yeah, I don't know if I can find the lyrics to this. Yeah, I don't want to go through. I don't. When I do lyrics off the phone, because that's how I usually do it, I don't always title these, and so I should have titled it. I don't know the title, but basically the song was saying, um, talking about that I that I'm glad this person was back, and I'm more interested in the person's content that than I ever was before. And I'm more into what they do now because of their authenticity, and I want to see them be their authentic selves, and I want to see and I want let me pause and try to look for it, just maybe go through it very, very briefly because I can do this on Zoom. So let me try to get my thing pulled up. Dang it, it keeps going away. It keeps going away, come on. So let me pause and look for it. Okay, so it's still going, hopefully. I think it is because I clicked it very, very carefully. So the lyrics of the song, it's not too big of a song, so I don't think it should take too much time. Say, the first stanza is you have returned, you have come back. I thought you had gone, I thought you had packed, meaning that, um, meaning they have returned, like I thought that they were gone. Um, Now I'm into what you produce more than I ever was before. I'm into this person's like producing not only astrology content, which I find deeply insightful, deeply personal, and deeply meaningful content that I was very, very much into, but any content like you expressing your authentic self through the videos on thoughts about things, on thoughts about things that you have. I'm really, really into that more than I was before. You've come back, you are back, always a glass to the joy. Um is the like a celebration with celebration that they were back. I want to hear your insights, I want to hear your thoughts with all that you have to say. I want to see the true you. Um, you know, yeah. So, basically, seeing them for who they are, want to hear what they have to give. And every moment and every day you change to come what may is, like I want to see you as you grow and change. I want to see you from the person that you were to the story of that, how you become as you grow, basically. Because every day we change and grow, and I want to see that lifetime. Like I want to see the true you as you change and grow. So then I said, I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't mean to upset you, babe, way back when. You'll see that I made amends so we can begin again. So, um, yeah. So, again, I clarified that comment then, so we can start again. And then I own what kind of the lesson that I learned is projection, where you project your own negative feelings and biases and own process step and insecurities onto others. And you're not always conscious of it, you're not always aware of it. Um, and I think that it's worth, um, yeah, defense mechanism. Individuals attribute their own acceptable thoughts, feelings, and traits onto another person to protect their self-image, to make them feel better about themselves. Because it's, protecting yourself. Like we as humans want to protect our well-being and who we are through, through projection. Um, okay. All right. So it's very wrong, and I use that against you. I very, very clear. But now I show my authentic self in a way I am just like you. Yeah. So now I'm true to myself. Now I show my authenticity in my Real Me podcast and my songs and all of that. I express my authentic self as an Aries Sun, Chiron in the first house, um, person, expressing my authentic self, my true self. And I feel like I'm very much like this person who talks in similar ways about things, has similar beliefs about things. Um, and and um, and has a lot of insights to give. Like, um, y- you know, um, that is basically what it is. Then I go on, money is an inconvenience and a hindrance to enjoyment. I use that against you. I was against you because um um they were not free. Yeah, I basically what I explained already, like money is inconvenient. Like there's a and you can't enjoy things because you have to pay money for them. You can't, like you want to do something, but oh, it's so expensive and you cannot do it. And that's why I was against what you did is because of the money and the money alone, not having to do with you expressing your authentic self in a private setting, but the money alone. That's it. Um, you know, I'll be open-minded, not criticize others with all that negativity. Yeah, yeah, basically, um, being open-minded, to others when they give judgmental and mean comments. Not be critical and not try to attack them back. Like I don't want to attack the person back, but I will defend myself and I will be assertive and speak my truth. Like, this one comment was saying, um, you know, said briefly talk. 50-minute rant, and I said, I don't like it I don't like you criticizing and judging what I do, and I will go as long as I wish. And I put a link to a song that I created called A Song for You, which is basically saying, I'm going to be my authentic self and I'm not going to care what the audience thinks of me. I'm not going to care what other people think of me, when it comes to what I should do if I do something wrong, what I should say in my videos. Like, I'm not going to get drained and pulled down by the aliveness, and it's too real for me in that case. And it's like social media and other people's comments can be so real that it's like, you have to draw some boundaries, you have to draw some parameters. And so I explained the lyrics of that song in the video about mean and judgmental comments, so I'm not going to go through that here. But um yeah, so I won't do that. I clarified that I was being difficult, and as you can clearly see, very, very clearly. And then I'll focus on myself with what I want to produce. I will be me being me. I will not use my own negative feelings and project onto others. I will focus on myself and I will kind of mind my own business as the South Node and Scorpio, so consumed with other people. North Node and Taurus, focus on yourself, focus on your own values. Like I have the North Node and Taurus, and so this is about focusing on my own values, focusing on my own sense of self-worth within myself. So focusing on myself with what I want to produce, um and yeah, so that's basically the song. Basically, I don't know if you could see the lyrics for that or not. I have no idea. Maybe you couldn't, but it doesn't matter if you could or not. Either way, you get the message. So um uh so that is the song. And what I did was put I took an image online of this person and put it in my video. And I look back at that going, wasn't the right thing to do because again, had a bad feeling about it, when I did it. Well, like I shouldn't do that. And so I hope that I didn't burn the bridge with this person through doing this. And I kind of get this feeling, like I get this feeling like I invaded somebody's privacy. I um I wasn't keeping the matter private. Um, I could have just made a song about it and kept their identity anonymous without showing the picture of them. I clarified it in the comment. I made amends. I could have left it at that and then created the song without putting the person's picture. Um, um, and so, there is kind of limitations to these kind of things. And, I hope this person feels that I just invaded her privacy and that I'm going too far and that I'm making too big of a deal about this and you know, you're taking this way too far because I don't want to invade anybody's privacy. I don't want to take away their identity for who they are. Um, so I realize that that may have not been the best thing to do, and I hope I didn't ruin this relationship when I tried to rebuild it, and then I put the person's picture and everything like that, and then I destroy that relationship for doing that. Like I'm worried that I did that, and I don't want to do that, which is why I'm making this video, to kind of clarify that, in a way, um, and kind of make amends for that. Um, and then the other thing, which I don't think is as bad, you know, it was very, very recently I took this community post that I shared to my channel, this content creator who shared a picture of his play button to his community, and I made a song about it with his name. Like cover up, I don't change the name of the person because it's not, really who they are, and I don't want to make them something into something that they're not, and all these reasons. So I put the person's name, in there, and I screenshotted the post and then put it in there and then created the song about it. Honestly, with this song, and I explained it in another video, so I'm not going to, but basically, I feel jealous of this person because he has way more subscribers than I do. He has this play button that I don't agree with. He was on here a shorter amount of time than I was. March of 2024 was when he got on here. Um, and I was on here since 2021, so I just kind of feel um kind of hurt to my ego. Like it's an egoic thing that I feel where this person is kind of outshining me in a way where they have more following and they are more popular than I am. And I wouldn't feel this way had this person not shown their play button. And I made a couple of videos about the play button, YouTube play button, and why I'm just against it and why and I'm very, very much against it. And I go into that in both of those videos. So, um, and in that one video, I kind of, didn't name the person, but I was very, very specific into certain details about him. And I hope that I didn't burn that bridge, also. I don't want to burn bridges with people. I don't want to burn bridges with content creators, with people online, with any of that. I just feel like I've just aired my grievance and burned a bridge, and went off on this person, went off on these people. And I don't want to do that. Now, does this mean that I'm going to completely filter what I say and hold in my truth that I personally feel about whatever I feel that I want to talk about? Well, I don't think it does, but you know, now this is hard for me because I'm trying to decide if I did the right thing or not with this um doing this. You know, honestly, I think that this person who showed this play button is kind of let me be honest with you, kind of like, who is this very handsome, kind of cute looking person making these cooking videos and cooking and doing this and so very, very popular, like the one who is adored and who for what he does and his talents and his self-worth. And I'm like the kid who's it's like I'm in a family where this person gets all the attention, all the praise, and outshines me, and I feel jealous of that. So then I unintentionally get back at this person by singing this song and doing whatever, expressing my jealousy. And then to top it off, they showed this play button, and I just, oh my gosh, I am just so mad right now. I'm just so mad that this person did this. I'm just, uh, uh, I mean, um, let me just see if I could have found another way around this. Well, I mean, I guess I could have used another image, but I mean, you can't search for this post. I don't have anything against this person. I have nothing against what he does. In fact, I'm very interested in what he does because he cooks and he cooks Italian, Sicilian food. I'm very, very into that. It's very into Italian cooking. Like I'm very into what he does, and I've subscribed to him. But I didn't like that he showed off this play button, and so that's all that it was. But yeah, that's all that it was. Completely. So while I probably could have used another image, I don't think it was the worst thing that I could have done. So, I don't think that I burned a bridge with this person. I'm kind of worried that this person saw it and was offended by it. I'm kind of worried that this channel on YouTube who talks about authenticity saw this video. I'm worried that she saw that video of the song about her with her picture in it, and she felt like her privacy was being invaded, and I was taking away that, and I didn't have a proper boundary and went too far. Like I hope she didn't see that and feel that way about me and what I produce, and I hope that that doesn't mean that when I share things to her that she's gonna just completely cut me off because of that one song that I put on my channel. And with her picture in it, like I hope that she can see if she saw that song, can see past that, see the forest for the trees, for the forest for the trees and look past that song and see the other videos that I want to send to her. Um, with with um my own personal insights that are aside from that. Um, and my astrology videos and my real me podcast videos and and whatever. I hope I didn't burn the bridge with that. And then also, in previous episodes of Real Me podcast, like the wounded deleting, I was very, very real and raw in that episode I was watching, and I was like, okay, this is real and raw. This is, like I was passionate, I was in it, I was intense, and so please, this is the podcast where I do this. Okay, this is the real me for a reason. Okay, the podcast is called The Real Me, and it would not be the real me to be my true authentic self. And so sometimes I'm gonna be very, very emotional and very passionate. And that's okay. But I did name the person. I did get into some personal, like a kind of indulge myself with on one episode where I was listing the whole conversation that we had in the comments, and I hope I didn't step on our private our conversation that we had and just share that out publicly. Like that's what I did was I shared the conversation that we had, and I did that. And if that was wrong, then I apologize for doing that. So yeah. So in future, I will not name people in videos. I will not go back and spend all the time and energy to edit out all this stuff. It is what it is. Okay. Um, the episodes in the past, I did name people. I did do that. That's what they are. That's the real me. That's who I was at the time. I'm not going to edit that out. But moving forward, I'm going to be a little bit more self-aware because I feel that it is right. Nobody's telling me that I have to be. I feel like it is right because from the outside world, it was brought to my awareness. And so inside me, I feel like it is right to do this. So that's what I want to say in this video about burning bridges in this podcast episode. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you on the next episode of the Real Me podcast. And I don't know what it is. So anyway, bye for now.